That first night, after we left the tourney grounds at Ashford Meadow, I had the strangest dream. In it, a great sickness spread across the land. I saw little Egg covered in pus-filled buboes, thin as a reed. I buried him in the hot red sands. I woke up with a start after that. Egg was sitting at our campfire, and he looked at me, healthy as an ox. Thank the seven. 2 men had joined us out of Ashford. There was Jonel, a brave man, strong and a good fighter. He had been kicked out of the tourney after he'd been spotted cutting the fasteners on his opponent's saddles. He shrugged when he told me, I was there to win. Loras, too, had been at the tourney, but he had not made much effort at the joust, preferring the company of the ladies in a local tavern. Still, he told me he had travel experience, and those rare times when he left his bed to train, he proved a capable warrior. 2 more would join us as we crossed the mountains into Dorne. When I cut my arm on the jagged rock, we set out to find a healer, and soon found Mern, a learned hermit, who happily led us into his sparse home. After I paid him a hefty sum of gold for his services, he was eager to join us as our group's healer and scholar. Mern also asked to bring his much less talkative friend Joffrey, a former acolyte from Old Town, who had been barred from forging his maester's chain, and had become a septon instead. The few words that came out of Joffrey's mouth would often prove lies, but the man clearly knew his herbs and potions, and would prove a big help to Mern. 2 uncaring warriors, 2 eclectic healers, a Targaryen princeling, and me, Dunk the Lunk from Flea Bottom. The 6 of us made for quite a team. After 2 months of travel through the desert heat, we reached Sunspear. Behind its triple walls in the labyrinth of alleyways known as the Shadow City, we made our camp. We all came to know this labyrinth, and many of its shady inhabitants, intimately, spending the next 6 months guarding the city from criminals. Of course, it had always been a slim chance, but when we departed for our next assignment, I felt sad that we had not been able to find Denzel. Does she still remember me? The man who defended her honor and caused the death of a prince in the process? No less labyrinthine were the stitched-together collection of ships and barges that constituted Planky Town. We trained our sea legs on its wooden streets and spent another half a year capturing pickpockets, dragging fraudsters to their cells below decks, and returning trinkets to their happy owners. But perhaps a more subtle touch was needed. Certainly my tall and heavy frame made sure any crook heard me coming across the creaking planks. We made little gold in Planky Town, and it was time to seek our fortune elsewhere. We took a ship to Storm's End to find employment there. The cold rains of that mighty castle were a welcome relief from the heat. Though there was little local work available, the Lord of Bronzegate needed protection for his emissary, Emma Grimsby. We were to escort her all the way to Castle Black on the edge of the world. A grand adventure, and I was eager for the challenge. On the way in the Kingswood, we met a gallant knight with brown curls. He claimed to be looking for the Fountain of Youth, but Emma recognized him as Gladden, an old acquaintance of hers, and I convinced him to join us in our escort. Our band of 7 spent a memorable night together in King's Landing, and when we passed by Harrenhal, Jonel took a piss in the God's Eye. Egg and Mern were fascinated by the floating fortress of Greywater Watch, though Loras did not enjoy the swamps of the Neck, preferring the hot springs and brothels of Winterfell and its castle town. When we were inside of the wall, we were accosted by a young boy, dirty and feral, who jumped around on his arms and legs, snarling and howling. I managed to avoid his teeth and calm him down, and from what few words of common I could understand in between the growls, his name was Alaric. Joffrey informed me that the locals told him of a boy raised by wolves. Perhaps this was him? I resolved to take Alaric in. Perhaps I could teach him some more common. Certainly his ferociousness, if channeled, would make him a fierce warrior. The Lord Commander of the Night's Watch, an old man called Ormond, seemed pleased with the message that Emma gave him. After spending a night or 2 at the famous Castle Black, we followed the wall eastwards towards Eastwatch. What a magnificent sight to behold. Truly the realms of men are well guarded. At Eastwatch, a Braavosi captain offered us passage back to Storm's End, where the Lord of Bronzegate was elated with our speed, offering us a hefty bonus. For the first time, I do not have to question if I can continue to feed my growing band, and we can even think about some upgrades. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 2 of the Dunk and Egg run. Sorry for this episode taking a bit longer than expected. I actually did record an episode like on Thursday, like very shortly after I published that first episode, but something broke, like something bugged out, because Paradox decided to push a major patch directly after releasing Road to Power, which I guess makes sense. I guess I should have anticipated that. I mean, I guess that's just part of playing so quickly after the release of a mod, but it broke my save game a little bit, I think. At least maybe it was a base game bug, I'm not quite sure, but anyway, I couldn't continue. This is the second run, but I think the plan that we had in that first run, which you guys haven't seen, so you don't know the plan, is the plan that we're still gonna follow, because Dunk, he is only 19 years old, so that's not that old, but he is in the prime of his life, and I think it's about, and we don't have an heir for our little mercenary band here. So I think it's about time we look for an heir. And if you guys have read the books, you know that other than Tenzel Tutol, who we talked about in the beginning, who is not in the mod sadly, there's another love interest for Dunk, and that is the Black Widow, Rohan Weber. Let's see where she is. I think she's over here in cold mode. Lordship of cold mode. So we have Lord Wyman of cold mode, Wyman Weber. And we have his daughter, Rohan, the Red Widow Weber, and it's an adorable, like, a couple of chapters with the Dunk and Rohan. I really enjoy them. It's really like the way that Dunk is responding to her. It's really like, it reminds you of having a crush on somebody as a teenager. Like it's that cute, which I guess it basically is. So we're gonna go over to Rohan, and the other advantage of trying to seduce and maybe even marry Rohan is that she is the heir to Cold Mode. Yeah, heir to the Lordship of Cold Mode, Daring Downs, Brandy Bottom, and Leafy Lake. So she's a pretty powerful lass, and that is one way to get landed in this mod, is to marry somebody who inherits titles, and then your successor will be a landed knight. So that would be great. So I think we're gonna head over to Cold Mode. If we have enough provisions for that, we might have to buy some. I think we actually should buy some, yeah. Let's just buy some provisions. Visit Castle Holding. Thinking of something else. Supplies are this way. 114 gold, that is a lot, but, well, not really much we can do, I think. Let's head back, and let's leave Storm's End and go all the way to the Reach, over to the Castle of Cold Mode. And I think they even have a custom model for it. At least, kind of looks like that. Oh no, it's not custom. It's nice though. Alright, let's travel over to Cold Mode, and let's have a good route where we visit as many places along the way as we can. Oh yeah, that's something else I wanted to show you guys. I'm not quite sure if because like I said, I recorded this video before, so I'm not quite sure if I told you guys this in the previous video. If so, I'll cut it out, but if not, let me just show you this trait. The travels of Duncan the Tall. I have traveled far and wide, been to places strange and outlandish. The wisdom I have accrued is inimitable, a treasure for any curious and learned soul. So we have visited. We need to visit 26 points of interest, which we've almost done. We're already at 18, and at least 2 of the following must be true. We have visited 42 points of interest this weekend, which is probably pretty achievable. Our level of fame is exalted among men. That is not very achievable. Prestige is not really going up very fast. And we have 60 trade experience in Wanderer, which is very, very achievable. In fact, I think we pretty much are already there. Let's have a look. 49 and 80. Yeah, so we will easily manage that as well. But then we need 500 gold and 1500 prestige, which is really, really a lot. So I'm not quite sure if we will be able to do this, but I am going to visit as many points of interest as I can along the way, trying to get to this 42. That's what we're going to do. Let's travel to Cold Mode and let's visit as many nice places as we can find along the way. And there's like a dragon lore thing here. Red Lake. We'll trigger a dragon lore event. We should try that as well. Run low. Privation events will occur. Okay, I don't want that. I guess we can skip Oakenhaven. Yeah, let's do it like that. I guess we can do like Golden Grove in between, like here. Yeah, that's still possible. Okay. We have a long road ahead of us. Let's start moving our camp. We are leaving Storm's End. It's been our base for quite a long while, I think. If you guys are noticing my very low voice, it's because I just got out of bed like half an hour ago. I still have to sort of like my throat is still a little bit parched. Travel the trodden path. The possession has ground. The possession has ground to behold, a stone's throw away from Bournemouth. I look over to see my knight Loris. Loris is one of the brick knights that we have, right? We have Loris and we have what's the other guy's name? Jono, right? Jono is our sort of second. And we have, well, I guess Mern is our second. Mern, the crazed healer. And Joffrey is our maester. We have Jono, Loris, and those are, I think, our 4 main guys. And then we have Aegon, of course, Egg. We should actually not forget to train him. I think one of you guys mentioned this. Let's train Egg in swordsmanship. And I don't really like that system that we have to do it each time ourselves. I think it should just be automatic. But that's just me. And we have, of course, Gladden, whom we picked up last time. The knight who was looking for the Fountain of Youth. And we have Elric, son of Wolves. The wolf boy. I'm not quite sure if we will be able to keep him, because there's quite a few events where he can leave. But we'll see. We'll see. It would be nice to have like a wolf boy. I think it really fits the tone of the not the Seven Kingdoms to have like a guy like I think Dunk and Egg, and then like a wolf boy who doesn't talk. I think that really fits the tone of the series really well. And if that doesn't tell you what kind of series it is, I don't know what will. Stone's throw away from Bournemouth. I look over to see my knight Loris dismounted and intently staring at something on the ground. The other entourage members have gathered around him. Loris looks up as I approach. My lord, there is an ant path here. I may be a tad superstitious, but you should never cross an ant path. Are you superstitious, really? Yeah, I think you're just lazy, man. He pauses. My great-grandmother did. She never returned home. Fine, we'll take another path. This is nonsense. I'll take over as guide. I'm compassionate and humble. Yeah, I'm compassionate and humble. Yeah, so I guess we'll we'll do a detour of 5 days. I don't trust Loris. I think he's lying to us. I think there's like a nice inn nearby and he just wants to stay at for 5 days. I think that this ant path is like an excuse or something. But Dunk isn't smart enough to realize that. So sure, we'll find another path, bro. Squire training, yep, an excellent training session. Good stuff. How is your training going? We're getting there, Fortified knowledge. The high altitude and brisk air of Wings Pass has a very refreshing quality as we traverse the local hill fort. The soldiers in the valley below appear to be practicing some rare type of training technique I haven't seen before. I move in closer, failing to restrain my curiosity. While doing so, I am approached by the local captain, Simon. Would you care to join me, my lord? I'm always up for a challenge. Sure, I think that's what Egg would do, although 20 gold is a lot. My knight would surely benefit from this training regime. We could have Loris do it. I'm always up for a challenge, let's do it. Rough terrain expert, great. I don't know how much that will help us, because I don't think we have an army yet. But you know, maybe one day. Location of the Battle of Redgrass Field. After nearly a year of war, the first Blackfire Rebellion came to an end with the Battle of Redgrass Field. The forces of Daemon Blackfire clashed with the loyalist Targaryen forces, resulting in the death of Daemon, his twin sons, and the rebellion. Yeah, so the first Blackfire Rebellion in the Dunk and Egg books is sort of a major event in the background. Generally the sort of the division in the realm between the pro-Blackfire and anti-Blackfire knights, and well, everybody claims, of course, to be anti-Blackfire, but when Dunk talks one-on-one with many people, it turns out they are actually pro-Blackfire, and that includes, I think, Arden of Pennytree even. So yeah, and I think this battle is about 40 years before the events of the show, but we do have Daemon Blackfire's son, who I think we pinned. Here he is, Daemon Blackfire, ruler of the Blackfire host. So he's the son of the original Daemon Blackfire. I think I showed him already in the first episode, actually. Yeah, 196. So that's 15 years ago. And that war kind of looms large over the rest of the story. We are in the Reach. The luscious green hills of the Reach. We'll have some apples. The bones of Vermithor and Sea Smoke. Alright. Remains of Vermithor and Sea Smoke remain outside of town. Alright. We have another perk. Promising prospects. Marriage acceptance. Great, we actually need that. Because we want to marry Rohan Weber, if we can. It's going to be difficult. If not impossible. Here's Highgarden. I'm going to have a little trip down to Highgarden. Highgarden was the seat of the Gardener Kings, raised by Garth the Gardener. It is commonly stated to be the most beautiful castle in all of the realm, maybe even the world. 100% diplomacy points. Great. We have another perk for the diplomacy tree. Okay. Opinion gain from sent gift. Sway phase length 20%, 20 days faster. That's pretty useful. You could try to sway Rohan Weber first. Unknown name. Contract prestige rewards. That's actually very useful. We need a lot of prestige. Or we could do befriend. I think the contract prestige one is one we desperately need right now, because we need prestige to do so many other things, like including buying a holding, which is one way to get out of being unlanded. Gonna have a quick visit to Golden Grove. How is our experience as a traveler right now? Okay, we are already a fully seasoned traveler. Great stuff. So we get quite a few nice trades from this. And this is also kind of what I don't like about most of CK3, and I think they should have this for way more, like they should have this for like your character traits. Like they should have like, they should have like an XP system. So if you fight a lot of battles, you'll become probably less craven, right? If you fight a lot of duels, so there should be like a similar system to this for your regular traits. Or like just if you declare unjust wars or like kill somebody who doesn't deserve it, then you should be less just, you know. They should just copy that system for regular character traits. This is fine. Oh god. We are just about to break camp morning on our way to Coldmouth when I find Gladden in his lodgings, breathing heavily and pale as a sheet. He winces under my scrutiny and lets out a bellowing cough. Did Gladden also contract something? Is this a plague? Oh god. Severe penalty. You should let him rest and recover fully. Joffrey, can you treat him? I guess that's 21 days then. Okay, fine. Gonna stay here for 3 weeks while Gladden recovers. And here we are, Coldmouth. Alright, this is our new camp for the day. Is there any nice... Okay, these are all things that the Dunk's band is not really good at. We are like only good at fighting. And, not unimportantly, let's visit the holding. And let's see who is here. Let's see if there's some interesting people here. Well, we know there's some interesting people here. Let's visit Rohan Weber, the daughter of Lord Wyman. Is she married? She is married. But her husband is quite old. Should we sway her first and then seduce her? What are the chances? Seduce. Scheme modifiers. Very low chance of seduction. What about romance? Chance of romance is good. Maybe if we sway her first? She does like us. Compassionate virtue, brave virtue, and Herculean and knight. She thinks we're hot. Which is fair, I guess. Sway? Or the sway scheme? I think 71 is high enough that I wouldn't mind starting for romance immediately. Romance! I saw the romance scheme against Rohan Weber. Impress her by winning a sparring match. That feels like a Dunk thing to do. I recruit one of my most senior soldiers and practice with him for 3 days straight. Once he deems me ready, we head together to the main courtyard. As we begin to spar, a crowd gathers and their cheers soon draw none other than the winsome Rohan. The soldier fights valiantly, but I disarm him with a final flawless thrust. I kneel before Rohan and declare my noble intentions. I dedicate this victory to you, Rohan. Bringing you honor is my only desire. My sunshine is speechless but clearly flattered. Why else would she be smiling thusly? Ah. Yay, we did it, boys. We did it. We tried to seduce Rohan and we're somehow successful in doing that. And then we're gonna go to this contract. I guess we're probably gonna have to go to the wall again. But let's take the contract anyway. Amaria, alright? Amaria Merchant. What a name. Greetings, adventurer, speaks an envoy. Many are the roads of this world and treacherous. If you work for Broughton, my liege would pay you well for your expertise. Hi, Amaria, a most loyal servant of the crown. Am a most loyal servant of the Lord. It is his words that I must carry to Castle Black, to the hall of Lord Commander Ormond again. I think we already saw him, right? Well, we'll do that. We'll head over. Fine, no problem. I do want to visit as many places along the way as possible. Same as last time. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to visit Lannisport. Lion's Harbor. Casterly Rock. Now we'll take a boat from Lannisport or from Casterly Rock. It's probably much quicker. We will visit along the way some places in the Iron Islands like Pike. And then I will make sure to visit like all of these sites along the wall, right? Because I think they are all worth travel experience, which is really, really nice. I guess we'll just visit the rest of the wall as well. Why not? Play the tourist, you know. The game says, okay, go all the way along the east coast and then to King's Landing, and go back from there. That sounds fine to me. You can probably visit some places along the way still. Whispers, Crab's Return. Maybe like Dragonstone. Yeah, let's do that. Bay of Seals, and then we'll go to Dragonstone. And we'll go to High Tide. And Driftmark. Spicetown? Sure. Yeah, that looks okay to me. Okay, start traveling. This is going to be a long travel. But we'll make it. Rohan will be waiting for us when we get back. There we go, a long travel by boat along the western shores of the Westerlands. Visited Pike, the great fortress of the Iron Man. Pike is the seat of the Seastone Chair and of House Greyjoy. Yes. A lesson in charity. Eddis brought my best friend Aegon to the market today. Aegon was to hand out alms to the poor and needy, to learn about charity and a ruler's plight to the less fortunate. He refused to give a single coin to anyone, Elders exclaims. Everyone we met were either undeserving or beneath him. In the end, he kept the gold. Aegon seems to have developed an egotistical streak. No. You must care for the poor. Aegon, you must care for the poor. You're generous. Okay, good. Lordsport, Harmon's Cell, Negus Hill. The Sea Dragon still adorn the hill, which housed the Hall of the Grey King. Good stuff. We're getting a lot of travel experience this way. Aegon is a generous boy now. We shouldn't forget to continue training him. Let's do chivalry, actually. As we talked about you being a... he's already like the veteran traveler. He's traveled so much with us, which makes sense. We have traveled a lot. We've traveled all over the place. Another excellent training session. How's your nightly training going? You're about halfway there, alright. We're going up. And we're going to travel all the way along the wall and see all of its castles. That's definitely... something that not many men have done. Is something I reckon. The wall. The wall. This sort of grinding experience. Oh god, no, Elric. I mean, we're getting pretty close to his the place where we picked him up, right? Just south of Castle Black. I guess it makes sense that he's a little bit homesick. Elric has been a real challenge to mentor, that much is certain. He's scarcely able to string a sentence together and still prowls around like a beast. Life indoors seems to cause him a great deal of stress, and when he does decide to speak, he speaks almost exclusively of returning to the wilderness. I watch as he stands uncomfortably on two legs and motions to leave, and somehow I know that this time he is leaving for good. Just give me one more chance. The child returns to nature. 56% chance. Or I'll never forget you. Give me one more chance, Elric, come on. Is he gone? Elric? Elric? Are you gone? My boy? Let's have a look. He's gone. He's gone. Our little wolf boy is gone. That's pretty poetic though, that event triggered just as we were sort of very close to where we met him. The Night Fort, the largest and oldest castle on the wall. The Night Fort is a shadow of its former self, now lying in ruins. What remains is a maze of tunnels, towers and stone. You gain another 100 martial trait experience. Another perk for the martial lifestyle. We are really grinding these perks, man. Chivalric dominance, sure. Thank you. I'm pretty sure. How many locations have we visited now? Travel to Dunk the Lunk. 40. So then we were almost ready to press. Well, no, we're not. So soon we will have all of these things, but we will still need, for some reason, 500 gold and 1500 prestige, which I really don't get. That seems like way too much. Like. Okay, well, whatever. In spirit, we will have that trait. Exceptional success. Good stuff. I am brought before Lord Commander Ormond himself. You have come at my acquaintance Lord Josman's behest. Right? On what business? Yeah, okay, so we delivered a Maria merchant. And we got 80 gold for it, which is pretty okay. And we gained a hook on Lord Jasmine. Does he have an eligible daughter? He does have Lady Molly Ann of Green Rust. Oh, she's married already. Oh, that's a shame. Danger, a buzzing scourge. The forests of Long Barrow are swarming with tiny, dark, blood-sucking insects. No matter what we do or where we go, they are there, leeching our blood like a torturous cloud sent by the Lord of the Seven Hells himself. That actually makes sense. I've done some hiking in Scotland in, I think, around 2016 or 2017, something like that. And yeah, that was like in summer. And well, for one, you know, there's never really a season in Scotland where it doesn't rain. So there were some days with rain, but weather was pretty okay. But the midges, man, god damn, like the little bug things, like, and they bite, they sting. So I had like the few areas that like of my legs and my arms that were not covered with fabric were just like a ring of mosquito bites. It's just, oh my god. But the advantage is that if there's only a little gust of wind, they're all gone. So if you have a little bit of wind, you have no problem. Or if you are walking, you have no problem. But the moment you stand still, they like swarm you. Like, so that makes sense that people are annoyed by that. Not only are the horses getting flighty and temperamental, but my entourage is as well, especially my knight Loris, who is furiously flailing his sanguine-covered arms. Yeah, like this is covered in mosquito bites. Push through, they are mere insects. Loris, strip down, you'll walk in front. No. Push through. Do we have a break? A stress break? Stress level 0 out of 3. We should try to reduce that a bit. Go fishing. Take a break for some stress levels. We will do that later, I think. And we are off. We traveled all the way along the wall. Dunk has seen the entire wall now. And we have another martial perk available. Never back down. Sure. Alright. Okay, we're visiting Dragonstone. The ancient seat of House Targaryen. The castle takes inspiration from dragons with its architecture. It has played host to conquerors, kings, and many a prince. The island is home to a volcano, the Dragonmont, where dragons would nest. 100 martial experience. Yep, another bunch of experience in travel. Are we still not? Surely we are. Oh, we're still not level 2 of the Wanderer. Almost home. I've granted a few Dragonstone landholders an impromptu audience on the road. A few moments to exercise their manners while eyeing me nervously. Okay. I mean, I'm not really highborn, but okay. I find myself distracted by Aegon. My young best friend is having a wonderful time, singing common songs, dancing jigs, and lauding Valyrian heroes of old with some high Valyrian youths. Being ensconced in my court seems only to have deepened the boy's interest in practicing his own culture. That's fine, though. A talent to foster. He gains a trade poet. Ooh, that's neat. I should put a stop to this. No. He becomes Crownlander. Nah. Boy, come amuse these high Valyrians. We lose some stress. Do me proud, lad. No. Let's focus on making Egg a very likable guy. He becomes a poet. That's good. Stress loss plus 10%. Damn. Great. That makes sense that that happened to him in Dragonstone. I guess, like, he is a Valyrian boy in the end. I guess he saw, like, Dragonstone and he remembered his Valyrian roots, because he's been on the road with me for many years now. How many years? Oh, only 2 years, I guess. Nearly 3 years, though. So he's been on the road with me for about 3 years. And I guess seeing Dragonstone really triggered his Valyrian heritage. Look at this boy, man. He's amazing. He's going to be a great king. I mean, he's probably not going to be king in this timeline. He was Aegon the Unlikely, after all. Romance, the Wild Hunt. Okay, we have very low chance of this actually succeeding, but we might eventually do it. When Rohan's father, Lord Wyman, invited me to a hunt, I did not hesitate to accept. I would do anything for a mere glimpse of my beloved. I'm stalking through the underbrush, my page at my heel, and my hound just ahead. It seems as if it has found a trail. Then suddenly my concentration is shattered by a woman's scream. I'm coming for you, my love. Let's see if it works. Scheme failed. Rohan, I'm coming. I burst through the foliage into the clearing, my heart beating wildly, sweat streaming down my face. But the scene before me is not what I expected. There is a stag, yes, but it is on the ground. An arrow is struck between its eyes. Rohan lowers her bow as she turns to face me. What's this about, Master Duncan? Did you think me incapable of defending myself? I mean, that's cute, because that does really fit Rohan Weber. Like, I don't know if you guys... Well, I think probably a lot of you read the books, because I'm pretty sure my audience is pretty hardcore Song of Ice and Fire fans. Because I've made like a bunch of like pretty obscure references in many of my videos that are pretty popular. So if you guys... that would have been incomprehensible if you don't get Song of Ice and Fire. Deep lore, let's say. So I think probably most of you read these books. If you haven't and you are a big Squire fan, please do read them. But Rohan Webber is kind of a girl that people underestimate. Like, she, in the books, I think her father is dead, or maybe she rules as a regent, I'm not quite sure, but she rules in her own right, in cold mode. And she has sort of cultivated this figure of being the Red Widow, because she survived a couple of previous husbands, a whole bunch of them. And so Dunk is quite scared when he goes to meet her, because he's like, oh, this girl's a killer, but she's like a very young, pretty woman, and but very like authoritative, and here it is. Yeah, so people really respect her despite her being like a 20-year-old woman, which is very impressive in the world of A Song of Ice and Fire, obviously. So yeah, this fits her. Like, she's like, wow, come on, man, I'm not a damsel in distress. I can take care of myself. I got lost and your scheme. Okay, and your scheme to romance her. That's a shame. We can still sway her though. Yeah, let's do that. When can we romance her again? 2 months. I guess we can try to sway her. Decent odds. In the meantime. And we made it back to cold mode. Alright. Life in close quarters tends to magnify relationships, good and bad. Fortunately for Jon and Loras, there are common interests in disregarding rules and regulations that have become inconvenient for them. Has proven to be a strong bonding edge. Yeah, they're both arbitrary. We saw that already. They had that in common. Two laughing and joking together at camp and riding alongside one another on the road is becoming an increasingly common sight. Oh, that's cute. Jon the Brave and Loras the Lazy are buddies now. Encourage the friendship. They become friends. And they probably... Well, there's a pretty high chance that they will be annoyed at me for pushing it. Try to break them apart, or good for them. Yeah, good for them. I don't need to encourage this. Let's just say good for them. They're grown men. Okay, they're friends now. Ah, Loras and Jonel. Very nice. I wonder when or if Joffrey and Mern are going to become buddies. To inquire. Scholarly work. No. Set back. Should we do anything to continue to romance Ryan Webber? I think we can almost do it. Or should we try somewhere else? I mean, it would be so fun to marry Rohan Webber, right? I think we should try to do it still. But what kind of work are we gonna do though? There isn't much here, right? Maybe we should move. We won't move too far away, but there's no martial contracts here and all the other stuff we suck at. Diplomacy, intrigue, we're both terrible at that. Performing the play, that does sound fun actually. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna do that. Travel to accept. We will be bad at it, but sure, that sounds fun. That sounds like a fun sort of Dunk and Egg adventure, right? Performing a play. The market square of Nunny is busier than ever with a troupe of singers doing preparation. A wooden sword. A wooden sword. One of the children leans over the dais, making a disgusted face. The alerted peasants quickly join her. Is this the best that our lordship has to offer? But the mumbling ends as soon as Lord Gawain enters the square, stopping his horse before me. An easy windfall, wouldn't you say? You just need to impress these peasants. Let's make it the easiest windfall. The sooner the better. This ought to be fun. This ought to be fun, yeah, let's just say this ought to be fun. Ooh, it's only 30% chance. Shill. So that's somebody who cheers me on. Alright, yeah, that's actually not bad, 23. Sure. Jonel, you can be my shill, you can cheer me on. Try to get the crowd on my side. Poet. It's a shame that Egg hasn't grown up, but apparently Loras is a decent poet. Gladden can be our socialite, or our musician. Socialite Loras, or poet Loras. Gabbler. There's no art to speaking for an hour without saying a thing. Sure, Loras can do that. Socialite Mern. And then Joffrey is bad at everything. I guess he might as well. He's like the only thing he's good at is scholarship. Oh, and intrigue, I guess. Do we not have any intrigue rolls? Oh well. I guess join us as well, Joffrey, why not? Okay, so that did help a lot, actually. Maybe I should take more of these schemes. Maybe I was too quick to judge. Okay. Yeah, so we continue to train Egg, and I think he's now... Yeah, he's now enough to become a knight. Can we knight him already? Make a request. Adopt as successor. We can adopt him as successor. Oh no, he needs to be lowborn. Okay, I guess we can't. That's a shame. But he is now fully trained up as a squire. He's a level 1 knight, so probably that's enough to knight him when he grows up, which is nice. He is a great character, man. And we are also progressing in our scheme a little bit. It's not really going very fast. And sadly we can't. So it said we cannot romance Rohan for a while. It said a while. It didn't say a date. So we're just trying to sway her a bit. I still want to give it a try. We're still quite young. We're only 20 years old. We can afford to focus on like one lady for a bit. Learning on the job. Of those I've chosen to involve in this little contract, Gladden is probably not the absolute most skilled. Still, he's clearly applying himself, determined not to let my efforts go to waste, with the aim of improving his skills in the matter of diplomacy. Bettering yourself is costly, but it helps us all in the end. You can go further than all this. Credit goes naturally to our mastermind. No, I'm humble. You can go further than all this. The plan goes well. Performing the play gains 20 days of progress. That's also not bad. And he becomes... We can go further than this. No, let's push him. Let's push him. Diplomacy increased by 2 for Gladden. That would be nice. But he might also hate me. Let's push him though. Push to the limit. Increased by 2. Great. Good stuff. Go and Weber swayed. She gained 25 opinion of me. Yeah, we're just trying to sway her a little bit. Before we can try to romance her again. Maybe it'll make it easier to succeed in that. I think, you know, in the books they really have good chemistry. Like they really have good chemistry. Oh, we have 1000 prestige, so we can switch. We can switch band type. Yeah, we can become Swords for Hire. Awesome. It's a shame though because we will lose 1000 prestige, which is not great. But then again, we are way better at prowess than anything else. So yeah, I think we are gonna switch. Change purpose. Newly invalid. Yeah, change purpose. We are now Swords for Hire. Hopefully we will be able to find some better contracts for us. Leverage advantages. We will get 84 success chance. So surely this will succeed. Failure! Oh my god. Okay. We spent like a year here. Okay, well. And a slew of ferocious links. The drums grow louder as I make my way through the stage, trying to remember every play that I've ever watched. With my weapon lifted above my head, I attack the colorful puppet. I feel the strike and my sword gets stuck in the wood. The audience erupts in laughter, but it doesn't take long until the frustration takes over. Oh well, that's a shame. That is a shame. We lost some prestige as well. We have negative prestige, almost negative prestige. Oh well. I mean, I'm not gonna reload for something like that. That's dumb. But I hope that we will find some martial contracts soon, though. Maybe some stuff we're actually good at. The town choir might have something. Lucrative opportunities. Come on, man. I don't want to do criminal stuff. I want martial stuff. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna have to leave cold mode for a bit then, because there's just no good contracts here for us. I mean, Tywin Lannister will have something, right? Not Tywin Lannister. What's his name? Daemon Lannister, the Grey Lion. But I guess we can just visit him. Let's head over to Casterly Rock. So start moving our camp, I guess. Sorry, Rohan. We will be back. We will be back to try to romance you. Travel a knight errant. It is known that the people of Cobble Cove seem to profess a special devotion towards their knights and their legends. My lord, the knight says, bowing his head, it is most fortunate that you and I came to meet at this crossroad, for I am in search of a marvelous fountain, which water is said to cure all illnesses. If you were to help me in my quest, I shall pay homage to you. And Joffrey knows him. They say he says it's Mern. 12 prize is not a lot, but he has some decent martial. But let's follow him this time. Like we had Gladden, whom we recruited. Let's follow this guy. I'm curious. I shall never leave a knight unattended. Lead the way. A knight errant quest. The knight leads us to a small clearing where a natural fountain glimmers. The light reflects on its surface with a blissful shimmer, and it makes the water look so bright that it feels like a second sun. Careful, a beast, a guardian! The knight points at a lynx standing between us and the fountain. Don't fear, I shall fight it. Okay, 77%. I detected you go get the water. Nope. We'll just try to fight it. 77%. Come on. You kill the beast. Great stuff. Mern has become the owner of healing water. Is he in our... He's not in our camp. He did gain healing water. Success gain minus 10%. Not bad. Alright. Duncan fought the lynx. Surely Daemon Lannister will have some good contracts for us. Here's one. Hired muscle. I think we'll also buy some supplies. I don't have the money for it, apparently. Ah, man, I don't want to... No. I'm not... It's difficult being an honest guy. Like, it's much more difficult to get provisions. Let's actually travel to accept this contract. And let's just not travel with our camp. Yeah. Okay, alright. Travel to accept contract. I think we will leave it at that for now. I think we've done quite a bit. We have met the love of our lives, or hopefully love of our life, Rohan, the Red Widow. We will do our best to try to seduce her, but well, it's not a foolproof plan. But I think she does like us, so we might be able to do it, and that will give us an in, hopefully, if we can manage to kill or outlive Roland Uffering. Probably kill, because otherwise she will be too old to have children. So that's going to be difficult because we are very bad at intrigue, but we'll see. It's a long shot. In the meantime, we have some contracts to perform. We have switched to the other camp purpose, Swords for Hire camp purpose. So hopefully that will give us many more contracts that we can actually perform well at, because we are good at prowess and not much else. That's it, I think. Yeah, so we traveled all around the world. We are a very, very experienced traveler. Although we still need to visit one special occasion to become an actual wanderer. The adventures of Dunk the Lunk continue. So that's currently my plan to get landed is to sway Rohan. But my plan B is basically to do as many contracts as I can and get money and build a holding with the event. So those are the two plans. If you guys have any tips for me, if you guys have played Road to Power more than I have, which is quite easy because I haven't played it that much, then let me know. If you have any other tips like on how to become landed, because I think that's the end goal, or how to become married, that's also fine. Then let me know. And yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. Episode 1 has been doing really well, which is always nice to see. I'm happy to see that you guys still enjoy my solo stuff, even after so many multiplayer videos. So thank you guys for the support. And yeah, like, subscribe, etc. Thank you very much, and goodbye.